Hello, welcome to StreamRoutine. This video is going to be an introduction into the features of StreamRoutine and the concepts and definitions of terms that we use in the StreamRoutine site. That way, once you get in here and start setting up your account, you have a good idea of some different approaches you could take depending on your preferences and what works best for you. So first of all, once you're logged into StreamRoutine, in the upper corner here, you're going to see a button that says Feature Guide. If you click on that, you can access this modal window at any time that's going to help you with a definition of what the various items in the StreamRoutine site are and kind of what those definitions are. So let me just take you through them really quick, because I think it's important to have a good concept of how we're using this different terminology so that you can really get yourself organized in a way that makes sense. So first of all, we have goals. So goals allow you to set, track, and achieve your content creation milestones. So we help you craft those goals. We have some example goals that other creators have made that you can base yours off of. Routines establish procedures that streamline your content production and streaming habits. So these are going to be things that you do every time you stream, every time after you stream, maybe once a week. There's various ways you can approach routines. Tasks are different than routines in the sense that a task is something that you do one time and then it's done. So something kind of like in a to-do list, a more standard to-do list. We also have journals, which helps you kind of reflect, capture your thoughts, jot down ideas. Some people use journals specifically for keeping track of filter settings or microphone settings for their stream, maybe what games they streamed. Other people use it to be more reflective and talk about how they felt about their stream. We have a calendar. The calendar helps you plan and visualize your content schedule, your due dates for your tasks, your goal timelines, and all that kind of stuff. So we can also import from Google Calendar and a few other places like that, but we'll get into the details once we get there. Stream Advisor is what we have as our custom kind of ChatGPT interface that is specifically set up for streamers. And also it'll send across things like your vision statement, which we haven't talked about yet, but we'll get to, and as well as some of your recent stream information and things like that, so that Stream Advisor can really give you specific replies that have specifically to do with you, as opposed to the more generic replies you might get from ChatGPT. We have a chatbot section. The chatbot allows you to manage the StreamRoutine_bot that will join your channel once you're signed into StreamRoutine, and that will help you set up commands, modify the AI chat interface, things like that. We have a community section and a videos section. These both pull their data from Twitch, and so it allows you to see things like your followers, the people you follow, as well as videos, clips, highlights, and things like that. Finally, we have the documents area. So the documents area is a place to keep all of your brand assets, such as your original emote files, your press photos, a press pack, all of those types of things that you need to keep track of as a creator. We're not trying to replace, Google Drive or Dropbox or anything, but we want you to have one place to go to look for the assets that you need on a, day-to-day basis or maybe a week-to-week basis. All right, so let's go through the site and I'll take you through each of those pages in detail. So first of all, let's go ahead and just start at the dashboard. So the dashboard, the idea with the dashboard is this is going to be the first thing you see when you log in. So when you get to the dashboard, you're going to review your vision statement, okay? And this vision statement is going to be like a high-level overview, kind of your guiding light of why you're a content creator, why you're a streamer, and what it is that you're trying to accomplish as a streamer. So for example, this one was based off of the StreamRoutine account, which I'm currently logged into. And so my vision statement is to empower and inspire Twitch streamers worldwide, innovating StreamRoutine.com as the ultimate solution for streamer success, et cetera, et cetera. So anytime I'm creating a goal or making a task or going through a routine, the idea is that my vision statement is always front and center in my head. And that helps me write better goals. It helps me think of what goals I shouldn't be working on, what tasks I shouldn't be doing. It helps you just as much filter out the stuff that you shouldn't be doing, as well as focus on the things that you should do. Below that, we have a list of our goals. So this just simply says, remember your goals. That way we're thinking about what it is that we're trying to accomplish, right? And so it has a list here of my various goals that I've set up and some due dates associated with them and things like that. On the right-hand side here, we have take action. So while this is kind of like a review and a high-level overview, on the right-hand side, we have the specific things that you can do right now. So for example, I have a weekly routine, and it's been 6 months since I've done this weekly routine. So the StreamRoutine site is prompting me to do that because it's been longer than a week. Let's say I had finished that weekly routine 3 days ago, then it would not prompt me to do that because it's already been taken care of for the week. So once 8 days passes, then it's going to start prompting you to do that again. Similarly, we have monthly routines, quarterly routines, yearly routines, post-stream routines, pre-stream routines, stuff like that will all show up here at the appropriate time. Below your routines, we have some tasks. So again, like I mentioned before, the tasks are kind of like one-time to-do items. And so, for example, I have a reminder here to back up my OBS profile and scenes. It's always a pain when you lose that. We can upload that to the document repo. We have a thing here to set up bits badges. We have a reminder to set up our BTTV emotes, things like that. The things that you just need to do one time and then you're done with it. I don't have any alerts from my calendar right now, just because I don't have any specifically, but they would show up here as well. Below that, we have another 2 boxes here. We have the Celebrate box, and the Celebrate box is one of those things just to help remind you of the things that you have done, right? So we want, in streaming, it can be easy to have kind of moving goalposts where, when you first start, maybe you're going to be happy with 10 concurrent viewers. You'd be really stoked. Maybe, you're further along in your streaming career and now 10 concurrent viewers feels like nothing to you. Well, it's important to remember that at one time that was meaningful to you, and that is something to celebrate. That's a milestone to celebrate. So, think about that with the celebration section here. It's just a reminder of, hey, good job. Look at what you've done. To the right of that, we have strategies, ideas, tips, and tricks. So this is going to be a random assortment of recommended routines, recommended Stream Advisor prompts, recommended journal prompts, and recommended tasks that other members of the StreamRoutine community have made available to everybody on the StreamRoutine site. So Hannah, for example, has a post-stream routine that we could borrow the ideas from. Hannah also has a chat Stream Advisor prompt that she's set up that says, how can I plan out engaging segments for each stream that can be repurposed for other platforms? And then any of these, if I was to click this copy button, would then take me to the appropriate page with that information pre-filled out. So for example, if I was to click this here, then it would take me to Stream Advisor with this question already being asked. And another nice thing about this is at the bottom, we have this roll the dice feature to generate some more ideas. And if you click that, then the suggested strategies, ideas, tips, and tricks are going to change because we have a lot here, but we don't want to show them all to you every single time. This list will continue growing too as the site matures. Below that, we have a little bit less important things here, but these are the quick links, maybe like a handy link to your dashboard, a handy link to Twitch Tracker and Solinome. If you're a musician, maybe it would go to your streamer song list. If you're a Magic the Gathering player, maybe it would go to Scryfall, things like that. We have a From the Blog area, which is going to show the most recent blog from the StreamRoutine site. A lot of times these are tips and tricks on how to use the site and things like that. All right, cool. So that is the dashboard. So this is going to be the first page you see every time you log into StreamRoutine. We're just going to go down the list here on the left. So you'll notice that everything is color-coded as well. You probably already noticed this before, but the color coding and the icons give you hints of what those particular sections relate to, right? So anytime you see something having to do with a goal, you're going to have this bullseye with the arrow in it. And it's going to be that teal color. Anytime you have anything having to do with a routine, it's going to have these arrows with a orange color, that kind of stuff. So let's look at the goals. So again, as I mentioned, the vision statement here is the overriding thing that we always want to be thinking about. So the vision statement shows up right at the top of the goal page. And you'll notice that we have the Stream Advisor integrated here as well. The Stream Advisor, as you'll notice throughout this demo, is that the Stream Advisor shows up in multiple pages on the site, multiple places. And so if I click that, this gives me a chance right here that while I'm thinking about my goals, while I'm thinking about my vision statement, to make some tweaks to my vision statement and analyze it here with Stream Advisor. And so we'll see what that comes back with in just a second. As that generates, I'm going to scroll down and show you some of the goals that I've created. So I have a goal here called audience growth and community building. If I expand that, I can look into some more details, such as increase the number of consistent viewers and active community members engaging with my streams and social media channels. Building a strong, engaged community is crucial for long-term success on platforms like Twitch, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have any routines or boards set up specifically for this one yet, but the idea is that you can do that. You can associate specific routines, such as posting daily to TikTok would be a good example of a routine. So that might be something you want to add to your audience growth and community building section. And here we go. Here is the Stream Advisor analysis of my vision statement. And so it says, hey there, first off, kudos to you for having such an inspiring vision and the eagerness to contribute to the Twitch streaming community, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of nice is as you kind of, it goes through here actually like almost line by line and kind of gives you some ideas about what that means and helps give you a little bit to reflect on, and even gives you some actionable suggestions that might help you tweak this vision statement to ring a little bit more true for you. And once you make those changes, let's say I was to add another sentence here, I can simply click Analyze as Professional again, or Analyze as a Sweary Sailor, for example, if I want a little different personality. And then it'll regenerate this assessment and give you that information back again with your changes. So going back down to the goals. So I have this goal here, audience growth and community building. And, I've set up 0 tasks along with it at this point, but, this would be something I can add in the future. This is a demo account right here. So I'm kind of always playing with what is in here. Then we have journal prompts associated with it. We have a timeline associated with it. We can click into the edit button here. Once we go into the edit button, we get some tips on writing good goals that we have found are effective ways to write your goals so that they're the most effective for you as you're working through your audience growth and community building, for example. So in here, we can select which routines are specific to this. As I mentioned, maybe we have a Sunday organize, reflect, and plan routine. And so maybe I want to make that as part of my audience growth and community building, if that makes sense for me. I can also set up task boards associated with this goal as well, which I'll show you later. Yeah, so again, like we were able to analyze our vision statement, we can also analyze our goal here. And this will help just kind of give us some feedback on the goal that we're thinking and help us think about ways we can improve that goal, maybe make it a little more specific, a little more measurable, a little more time-bound, things like that. It's going to give you some tips and tricks. So that's the goals section. Hopefully that all makes sense. One thing I wanted to note is that on the goals page, the routines page, a lot of these other pages, you're going to see a secondary tab here that says goal templates. These goal templates, right now I'm logged in as a StreamRoutine user, and they're actually StreamRoutine templates, but you'll see these as well. And then as the StreamRoutine community grows, other users such as Hannah or myself will generate more goal templates that we'll be able to share here. And if you come up with any goal templates that you think would be helpful for the community to use as a starting point, you can also request that your template shows up here as well. And just with a manual approval by myself, then that will show up in this list as well. So it's a really way to kind of like help your streamer community grow and just continue to improve. So that is a goal template. I'm going to go down to the routines here, and you'll notice that, once we go into the routines, we're going to see things such as tasks associated with it, journal prompts, just like I mentioned. And of course, these are keeping the color scheme that we're using throughout the site to help you kind of remember what all of those specific areas refer to. So a routine, here's an example of a pre-stream routine that we have set up. So this pre-stream routine, let's go ahead and start a new one just to show you how that works. So every time I start this routine, it's going to be blank, right? So you can think of a routine as kind of like a to-do list, but it repeats. So I would ideally go through this routine every time I'm getting ready to stream. And so I would just remind myself, hydrate and eat. Yeah, no problem. Exercise and stretch. Yep, sure thing. Check hardware such as microphone and camera. I mean, we've all done that where we forgot to turn on our mic or we've been muted, that kind of thing. And so this is just a reminder to do all that stuff. Start OBS, check my overlays, check my bots are running. So the idea is that we go through this. And so the first few times you go through this routine, it might take you a little bit, but as you get better at this and you've practiced it more times and you've gone through it more times, just your efficiency is going to improve, and you're not going to forget some of those crucial steps, such as updating your channel point redemptions. Maybe you had them set up for a special event last week and forgot to change them back. This is going to remind you to do that. And then also, as you go through your pre-stream routine, you might find that you are missing something in here. So you can go in and edit this pre-stream routine and add another step in here for tasks that you don't want to forget. Next to the kind of repeatable checklist here, we have journal prompts. So here's like an example of, do you feel like you have a plan for this stream? So the idea is that, what is my plan for my stream today? And then this will give you a chance to kind of really quickly write that up if you'd like. how are you feeling right now before the stream starts? So this also comes with a star rating. So here's an example of, we think it is important to reflect upon your streams and kind of like think a little bit before you hit that start streaming button. And so if there's anything you want to remind yourself of, how you're feeling, all that kind of stuff, it gives you a chance to kind of jot that down. And then, kind of as the corollary here, we have the post-stream routine, which might ask you a similar question. See how it went afterward. So once we complete a routine, then now that routine has been completed. So now it's been completed 2 times. So if I was to click back on here, you'll note that the checklist is blank again and the journal prompts are blank again. But if I was to like fill this out and then let's say I needed to leave and, go pick something up, go run an errand, I can hit save progress. And then the next time I come back to this routine, it's going to pre-populate it with whatever checkboxes I had done last time. So you can kind of continue where you're left off. Again, we have routine templates here. You can see Hannah's set up a number. I've set up a few myself, and the StreamRoutine account has some as well that you can use to kind of get your own routine going. Excuse me. After that, we have a task board. And so this task board, this is like the to-do list that I mentioned, where it's kind of like a one and done type thing. But instead of being a simple to-do list, we have more of this board layout. So this board layout gives you an arbitrary number of columns and an arbitrary number of cards that go in each of those columns. And it looks like I was changing my column order around a little, but let me show you kind of like the idea of how this is intended to be used. So there's a few ways that you can use these boards. And so one common way is to kind of set up, in the left-hand column, like a backlog of all of the things that you want to do. So we call these ideas or backlog. And so let's say I know that I want to, in the future, set up my BTTV emotes, but maybe I don't want to do that this week. So that would just be something that lives kind of here in my ideas column. Maybe it's just an idea I had during stream. Maybe I'll get to it in 6 months, but it's something I don't want to forget about. This would be a perfect place to put that. Then the next column we have here is to do. So, the to-do column, the idea is that this is something that you're going to be doing very soon, like maybe within the week or within 2 weeks. And so you can just drag and drop, cards over here as you're getting ready to work on them. Then as you are going down the list here, it looks like I was messing with my list order. Once we've gone through, let's say, backing up my OBS profiles and scenes, I can say that's in progress, but maybe I haven't finished yet. And then, once I'm done with it, I can drag it over to the done column. We also have a blocked column in here. Sometimes your to-do list might have to, or your tasks, might have to, you might be waiting on somebody to get you back an asset or, return your phone call or whatever. This would be kind of a thing where you can drag it into the blocked column. And so that okay, hey, I'm working on this task, but for whatever reason, it's been blocked and I can't move on with that until something happens. Then I can move it on to the done column. Once it's on the done column, or even before that if you want, we have these completed flags up here that will give you a little checkbox showing that you've marked this as complete. You can also archive this, which will just basically hide it from the default view so that you're not seeing it anymore by default, but we can always show archived items if we do want to see those again. And so that is the board. So we can create multiple boards. The site allows you to create up to 100 boards. So let's say we wanted one for our personal life, we could create one there as well. And we could continue creating as many boards as we felt like we needed. I will note that these boards are all editable in the way that they're ordered and the way that they're labeled. So if this kind of approach to the board doesn't make sense to you, then you can, feel free to edit these titles, make different columns, all that kind of stuff so that the board works for you and the way that you like to think about your tasks. Moving on to the journals page. So on the journals area, we have my journal entries, which would be any routine entries that I've done, any just journaling that I've started straight from here. I have a list of my journal prompts that I've created that I can use at any time, such as how did I feel this week? What went well this week? All that kind of stuff. We also have a journal prompt templates where Hannah, myself, and the StreamRoutine account have set up some specific templates that we think are useful for everybody. And you can then go in and here and copy these templates into your own account so that you can start using those journal prompts as well. So if I want to, let's say, write a new journal entry, I can click that button in the upper right-hand corner. And maybe I want to choose a journal prompt. Maybe I don't. This is optional, but let's say I want to do here's one. What can you improve on this week? And that's something I can start thinking about. And so let's say improvements for the week. And maybe in here I want to come up with some better examples and some more journal prompts that I can then share with the StreamRoutine community. So let's start thinking about journal prompts that can be shared with the community. I like actionable journal prompts that really get the user thinking about ways they can expand their stream. Yeah, let's just say that for now. And that's just something that I'm thinking about at the moment. And let's hit save. So now that I've done that, I've created this new journal entry. And of course, I can analyze this with the Stream Advisor if we want a little back and forth about what it is that I'm writing about. And then now that journal prompt is there. So I'm going to go ahead and skip back to the main listing page. And here is my new improvements for the week that I just created. And of course, I can analyze this from here, or I can start a brand new Stream Advisor chat from here. There's additional features on this page, but that'll get you going. We have a calendar. So the calendar brings in content from various parts of the site, as well as from Twitch, that give you information on due dates that you have, past streams that you've done, upcoming streams that you have scheduled, things like that. And we have the ability to focus these down if you only want to see goals, or you only want to see tasks, or you don't want to see your archives, that kind of stuff. You can filter those. Additionally, here over in the settings area, we have the ability to import like Google Calendar links here so that you can actually import your Google Calendar as well and see that all through here in StreamRoutine, which is great. The activity feed tab here is just a quick kind of like you've probably seen in OBS or Stream Elements or Streamlabs, where you can get a list of all the activities that has happened on your channel recently, such as changing the category, going offline, getting a raid, that kind of thing. As I've talked about Stream Advisor a couple times, this is just a big window that gives you the ability to really interact with Stream Advisor like you might interact with ChatGPT in a more traditional sense. But one thing I want to note is that when you're here, if you hit / it's going to give you some Stream Advisor prompts. And one thing I want to point out is that when I say something like brainstorm 10 unique ideas for upcoming streams, what's going to happen is normally if you were to type this into ChatGPT, you'd get something very generic. But because inside of Stream Advisor, we also include information such as your vision statement, such as some of your goals, and that kind of stuff here, you can actually choose what we send over. So right now I'm just sending over the vision statement. What's going to happen is the data that I'm going to get back is going to be very specific to me. So it's going to give me some information about, sorry, my audio just started. It's going to give me some information about ways that I can set up maybe better goals and other ways that I can help other Twitch streamers, stuff like that. So here's, for example, streamers in day in the life, a back to basics tutorial, tech setup tour, all these kind of stuff just by saying brainstorm 10 unique ideas for upcoming streams. Very, very cool. And so, it'll also save your conversations so that you can always go back and work on a conversation that you had started previously and kind of continue it and that kind of stuff. We also have a chatbot section here. So in the chatbot, you can go through here and you can set up some custom commands. This is still under development. So for example, we don't have like timers and stuff working yet, but this is something that will be completed soon. But you can go in here and create some more static custom commands if you just want like a link to your PayPal or something like that. Similarly here, these templates, this is kind of something we're still fleshing out a little bit, but the idea with the templates is that it'll give you a number of commands that have like good starting points, such as a shout out command or a who is command that you can then kind of start with and then modify and tweak to yourself. We also have a modules section here. Right now, we have one module that's been very, very popular, which is the ChatGPT powered AI chat. This is the AI chat command maybe you've seen used or you use yourself. And this gives you the ability to kind of have some fun interaction with some personalities inside of your stream using the AI chatbot. Additionally, here we list the chat history in your channel. It's only viewable by you. Moving on here, we have the data that's coming directly from Twitch. So we have a community section, which my community would be people that follow you. This would allow you to see things like who is a VIP, who's banned, who's an editor, who's a moderator, who's gifted subs, how many bits they've cheered, that kind of thing. As well as when they followed, all that kind of stuff. We also have a favorite streamers tab. These are people that you follow, right? If the StreamRoutine account belonged to a team, I would have another tab here for each team that I was a part of, a stream team. And the favorite streamers tab and the stream team tabs are going to also show you not just like the my community section is a little more oriented toward you and your stream, but this would be more like keeping up with your community. What we like about this is it gives you, it's really hard to keep track of all the stuff that's happening on Twitch. And so this really gives you a way to kind of get a quick listing of what people have been up to lately, how many hours they've been streaming, what their average viewers have looked like over the last 30 days and things like that. So, you can get an idea of what they've been doing. Maybe you'll see somebody's been streaming a lot. You want to check in and say, hey, it looks like, you've been really streaming a lot, like good work or, whatever it might be, or maybe they were doing a subathon, as opposed to maybe you see somebody who hasn't streamed in over 30 days and maybe you didn't notice that, but now you want to check in with them, and say, hey, is everything going all right? That kind of stuff here. So you can really get some good information here out of the people that you follow. One thing I want to note too is anywhere on the site that you see like a username like this, for example, is you can click on it and then get more information about that person. So here's somebody who is a follower here. And once I click on them, I can see what their about section is from Twitch. We can see their stats, their 30-day summaries. We can make additional notes about this person. So these would only be visible to me. Maybe it's a reminder of, oh, this person is from Cincinnati. I just made that up. I don't know where this person is from, but this person's from Cincinnati and, their favorite food is pizza. And then next time they come into the stream, if I want to like a reminder about that person, I can go in here and pull up those notes and see that, which is kind of cool. And so that is this section. If somebody's live, and it doesn't look like anybody I'm following right now is on live on this particular account, but if people are live, when you click this open, it will actually show you another tab here with a live view of their stream at the moment. The My Video section is going to pull in, I don't know why this image is broken, but it'll pull in a list of previous videos. Here's actually one from TwitchCon Paris that will give you a highlight or show you that and kind of, embed it right here in the site so we can go through and click and watch it from here. We can also rate it, write a journal about it and all that kind of stuff, which is great. And then finally, we have the document section. As I mentioned before, it's easy to lose track of assets. Maybe you have an emote that you want to add a Christmas hat to or a Santa hat to around Christmas time, that kind of stuff. So the idea is that instead of searching your computer and your emails and all this kind of stuff for those original emote files, that all of those kind of things you can upload into the My Documents area so they're very easy to find later. All right, so that was not a super quick, but it was was as quick as I could do run through of the StreamRoutine website, kind of showing you a quick overview of the various pages that exist and the features on those pages. Another thing I'll note is that in the upper right corner of every page, there is a help button, which will kind of launch a modal window here and give you a YouTube kind of tutorial about that page and what it is that we're trying to do on that page and stuff like that. Additionally, this help button also will have a link to the Discord. And then at the bottom of every page as well, if you were to scroll down, you also have a link to the Discord here. So, we're working on getting our Discord community more active. We're thinking about putting things like, routine feedback and things like that in there so you can kind of collaborate with other streamers and how they're using StreamRoutine to help with their content creation life. Feel free to join that. And, I'm always in there. So if I'm working, I have Discord open. So you can always hop in there and get some feedback and ask any questions that you might have and that kind of thing. And I'd be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was useful to you, gave you a good idea of what the StreamRoutine site is all about, hopefully inspired you a little bit on your streaming and content creation journey that you're currently on. And feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and we'll talk real soon. All right, bye.